Hello everyone, welcome to Biomedical channel. Now we are dealing with kingdom fungi. In our previous video we have seen about the introduction of the kingdom fungi, and in this video we will see a very important topic, that is reproduction within the kingdom fungi. Now what are the types of reproduction that fungi perform? Fungi perform three types of reproduction. First is vegetative reproduction, the second is asexual reproduction, and the last but not the least is sexual reproduction. Now, reproduction in the fungi can take place by vegetative means. Now, three types of vegetative reproduction we can see. One is fragmentation, then the fission, and budding. These are the three types of vegetative reproduction that fungi perform. Now, what do you mean by fragmentation? Now, if it is the body of the fungi, then one of the part of the body of the fungi, it gets fragmented, means it gets broken into this, you can say, pieces, and this fragmented part, it will give rise to a new fungi. This is fragmentation. Fission means, you can see fission actually in case of yeast, that is single cell fungi. If this is a cell, simply divides to form two cell, which is called fission. Now budding means, if this is the body of the fungi, now there is a small outgrowth that is called bud. Now this bud get detached. Now this is the parent fungi. Now this bud get detached from the parent fungi, and this bud give rise to a new fungi. This is budding. So three types of vegetative reproduction we can see. One is fragmentation, one is fission, and the last one is budding. Now, asexual reproduction. Now, asexual reproduction is by spores. What are the names of the spores? Conidia, sporangiospores, or zoospores. So you can remember it by CZS: conidiospores, sporangiospores, and zoospores. These are the spores by which fungi perform asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction is by oospores, ascospores, and basidiospores. You can remember it by BAO, bow. B for basidiospores, A for ascospores, and O for the oospores. Now the name of the spores is very important, guys. Now these various spores, these asexual as well as sexual spores, they are produced in distinct structures that are called fruiting bodies. Now what are fruiting bodies? Now if this is the fungi, the body of the fungi, from the body of the fungi there will be outgrowth like this. Okay, now these are called fruiting bodies. These are called fruiting bodies. Now within these fruiting bodies, the spores are produced. Okay, these are called spores, both sexual and asexual spores that are produced within the fruiting bodies. Now if you see the sexual cycle, means the cycle of sexual reproduction of the fungi, it involves three steps. The first one is fusion of protoplasm between two motile or two non-motile gametes, that is called plasmogamy. Then fusion of two nuclei takes place, that is called karyogamy. Then meiosis occurs in the zygote, resulting in haploid spores. Now understand this, guys, very carefully. See, guys, if this is the first gamete, this is the second gamete, which may be motile or non-motile. Okay, now first they fuse. First fusion of protoplasm takes place. Protoplasm, they fuse. Okay, fusion of protoplasm takes place to form this stage. What is protoplasm? The protoplasm or cytoplasm, they are similar terms. You can understand protoplasm by simple cytoplasm. Okay, now this is the protoplasm. They only fuse, but the nuclei don't fuse. Okay, this protoplasm fuse, but these are two nuclei. These are two nuclei that don't fuse. So this process is called plasmogamy, which is the first step of sexual reproduction. After that, after some time, this nucleus fuse, both the nuclei, they fuse to form a single nucleus that is called zygote. Okay. Now this step is called karyogamy. Karyo means nuclei. The fusion of nuclei, it is called karyogamy. First, only the protoplasm or the cytoplasm fuse, but the nuclei don't fuse. So in a cell there are two nuclei. Later on, both the nuclei fuse, that is called karyogamy, to form zygote. After that, the zygote undergoes meiosis. Now, meiosis is a reduction division. You will come to know about this meiosis and mitosis in your cell cycle chapter. Now, for this time, understand that if this zygote is diploid, and after meiosis it becomes haploid. The nucleus from diploid become haploid. So this is the third step. Now, first step is plasmogamy. The second step is karyogamy, and the third step is the meiosis. These are the three steps that takes place in the sexual cycle of fungi. Now, here the most important is meiosis, that zygotic meiosis. Normally, you will come to know in your later phase that zygote always, maximum time, zygote undergoes mitosis. Mitosis means the chromosome number remains same. Means if the zygote is diploid, then after mitosis it will produce cells that is also diploid. But in certain cases, the zygote undergoes meiosis. Means the chromosome number from the diploid, it will convert into haploid. So zygotic meiosis is classical example of kingdom fungi. Now it has been asked a lot of time in your examination, NEET examination, that zygotic meiosis is found in which of the following kingdom? The answer will be kingdom fungi. So zygotic meiosis resulting in the haploid spores. So the three steps of sexual cycle of fungi is plasmogamy, the fusion of two protoplasm, then fusion of two nuclei takes place, that is called karyogamy, and last zygotic meiosis takes place, which gives rise to haploid spores. Now, when a fungus reproduces sexual reproduction, two haploid hypha of compatible mating types come together and fuse. Now, what do you mean by this line? See, when in case of sexual reproduction, for example, this you can assume that these are the two, So in case of sexual reproduction, you can assume that these are the two hypha that come together, two haploid hypha, haploid that come together to form this stage, and after karyogamy it forms two haploid, becomes diploid zygote. Now, in some fungi, the fusion of these two haploid cells immediately results in diploid cells. However, in other fungi such as Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes, an intervening dikaryotic stage, that is n plus n, that is 2 nuclei per cell, occurs. Such a condition is called dikaryon, and the phase is called dikaryophase of the fungi. Now, actually, this is the dikaryotic phase. diakaryotic phase of fungi, that is 2 nuclei per cell. In some fungi, what happens? Immediately they fuse, means that plasmogamy step and karyogamy step, it takes place simultaneously. They fuse to form this single nuclei cell immediately. But in some cases, the first this dikaryotic phase, that is 2 nuclei per cell, is seen later on. Karyogamy takes place to form this zygote. Okay. In some fungi, the fusion of 2 haploid cells immediately results in diploid cells. However, in other fungi, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, an intervening dikaryotic stage, that is n plus n, 2 nuclei per cell, occurs. So you can see this dikaryotic phase in which type of fungi? In Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. These two example is very important, that dikaryotic phase is found in which two classes of fungi? Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. The later the parental nuclei they fuse and the cells becomes diploid. The fungi they form fruiting bodies in which reduction division occurs, leading to formation of haploid spores. Now in these fruiting bodies reduction division occurs, means in these fruiting bodies zygotic meiosis occurs in these fruiting bodies. Okay. So this is a very important topic, so read it very carefully guys, and in our next video we will start different classes of the fungi. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, keep studying. Bye.